Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and share. Alright? Also like, I really appreciate it. And for those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my favorite patrons, always, double salute. Now, today's video, we're actually going to be talking about Wells Fargo credit cards. And here's the reason why. A lot of people may not understand how to leverage Wells Fargo credit cards. I think Wells Fargo, out of all the major banks, I think Wells Fargo is probably going to be your easiest in terms of credit cards, and there's a reason why, and I'm going to explain that to you. But here's the thing about it. A lot of banks are going into this data mining. So what that means is that they're looking at, or internal scoring, they're looking at what type of, do you have any accounts with us? How many accounts with us? How long you been doing business with us? Okay, so that's what they're looking at. Now, the good thing about Wells Fargo is that where all the other major banks, they still using FICO 8 scoring. Well, Wells Fargo switched over to FICO 9. Okay, and so with FICO 9 scoring, your scoring, you can actually build it up much faster and much easier with different products and stuff like that to help increase the credit score. And I'm going to show you how to do that as well. And another thing about it, average credit score with Wells Fargo is about a 660. And again, they pull Experian FICO 9. Now, here's what you want to do. First, if you have a low credit score, all right, this is what I would tell you to do. Build it up, okay? Take advantage of the FICO 9 scoring, all right? Because with the FICO 9 scoring, you need to understand that if you have a paid off, charge off, or collection, that's not going to count against your FICO score. So that helps you there. Now, in reference to if you're paying rent, if you're paying rent in cash and money order, I always tell you to go to plastic, PLASTIQ.com. I need to put a link below so you'll be able to get access to it. But the thing about it is, instead of paying your rent through money order or through cash to somebody, what you want to do is take your Visa debit or MasterCard debit card or secured card, whatever you're using, credit card, and preferably a secured credit card so you can get the best leverage. Now, the reason I said that, well, there's two options you'll have, but let me finish this, okay? The reason you want to do that is because all your rental history, say that you're only paying $500, $600, less than $1,000 a month in rent. Well, the thing about it is, because you're able to show that you're actually making rent payments, this will help you qualify for a mortgage. So it ends up as a strong trade line. So that's the reason that you actually want to take advantage of that. Okay? Now, adding the rent on to your credit file, another thing that you can leverage is adding the authorized user. Now, here's the thing about it with the authorized user. The FICO 8 scoring system, they don't count authorized users. Say that you're trying to get a FHA mortgage. Okay, FHA mortgage may have you to remove the authorized users as well, because that's something that they don't count. Now, here's the thing about that. With the authorized user, yes, it can boost your credit score anywhere from 25 to 100 points, depending on the right authorized user. But at the same time, you want this here, especially if you have a low credit score. So again, because this is FICO 9 scoring that Wells Fargo is using, it will give you the better leverage. So the higher your credit score, the better it is. So if you're able to get your credit score above, I would say safe regards, about a 680 or higher, you're in a better position when applying for the credit card. Now, here's a few other things that you can help increase your FICO 9 when going after credit cards from Wells Fargo. You can sign up if you have subscriptions with Netflix, Hulu, car insurance and stuff. You can reach out to Grow Credit or Perch.com, adding pledge loans, Experian Boost, Removing inquiry, that's a big one, and we already talked about authorized users. Here's something else. With the extra debit card app or One Financial, they record all your debit card transactions, and it shows up as a trade line on your credit file, right? And so with the extra debit card, it reports to Experian and Equifax. So that would definitely help increase your FICO 9 score when you're trying to apply for a credit card with Wells Fargo. Okay, and we talked about the rental places as well. Now, let's talk about the credit card with actually going after. It's the active cash card. Okay, and again, they pull in Experian FICO 9. Here's the thing about it. With this here card, it says lots of income. So what that means is that you need to have a low debt to income ratio. So in terms of how do you get lots of income? Well, you may be working a job and you may have a side hustle. So you want to include whatever extra income you're making on the side on your application. You may be married and you working a job, your spouse working a job, and then you running a side hustle. So make sure that you include all that income. Or you may be roommating with somebody and they're paying half of the expenses, so you calculate in the amount of money that they're giving you on the expenses, plus you may be doing a side hustle along with your regular job. So you want to include all of your income that's helping you with your overall household. Okay. Now, one of the other things that I would tell you in terms of not only having a high income, but another thing in terms of like when they ask for rent or mortgage or whatever, if you're paying rent, make sure that you document it that, hey, the maximum to be secure in terms of looking at your income, they usually, to make it safe for you, is 20% or lower on the rent side, okay? That's just to give you some information. So in terms of lots of income, you may be an individual, again, with a spouse, household income, maybe about 72, hint, between $87,000, hint, including both of you all's income, plus your income from your side hustle, okay? So that's the things that you have to understand in reference to the data points. Another reason that this credit card is a good credit card, and this is very, very important, okay? Not only is the no annual fees, but if you have other credit cards that have a balance on them, that have a higher interest rate, being able to transfer those balances over to this here credit card that's charging you no interest for 15 months. No interest on the purchases for 15 months as well. Now, this is a Visa signature card, and that's also important. The reason is because most Visa signature cards, they start at about $5,000. Okay, now the thing about it with this active Wells Fargo active cash card, it doesn't do a pre-approval. You may get a pre-approval in the mail, but they don't have a system that does pre-approval. So it's averaging about a 670 or higher. Okay, so now you understand those data points. But if you have a 670 or higher credit score with Wells Fargo, here's what I would do as well, especially if I'm trying to build up my credit and trying to get access to more funding. Then I would probably look at Upgrade, okay? Because Upgrade, their DTI is 75%, right? So you can have a debt-to-income ratio of 75%. Now, their annual average income is about $78,000. Doesn't mean that you have to have $78,000 in income to qualify, but this is just the average. Now, the minimum credit score is a 560, but they don't do a hard pull. That's a good thing. So you're not getting that inquiry unless you actually accept, because you can do a pre-qualify. And the interesting thing about Upgrade, again, it's a FICO 9. So that's the thing about it. So when you apply, it's a Visa signature. So Visa signature, as I stated, starts at about $5,000 or higher, right? So they're loans can go from 500 to 50,000. Because it's Visa signature, again, you may be looking at starting at about 5,000. All right. So if you have a 670 with a low DTI, you would have a problem possibly getting close to at least 10 G's off of them, right? And so I may probably go with them first and then come back over to the Wells Fargo card, right? So that's what I would probably do to make sure that I'm going to get at least $5,000 or higher, all right? You have to have at least 2 accounts. That's the reason I told you in reference to FICO 9, adding the rent, adding those other trade lines on to get the credit score up. Now, unfortunately, with Upgrade, they don't operate in Colorado, Idaho, New York, Vermont, Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Okay, but they don't charge any annual fees. But for those states, there's something else you can do. Say that you are able to become a member of Navy Federal. If you're able to become a member of Navy Federal, then the card you want to start out is with the Navy Federal Cash Rewards, because that Cash Reward starts at $5,000 and up. But you have to become a member. They're pulling TransUnion FICO 9, as well as the Upgrade is pulling your TransUnion. And after 91 days, going through the app, so you won't get an extra hard pull, you can ask for a credit line increase. All right. Now, one of the things about Navy Federal, because there's so many people that are trying to get into Navy Federal and stuff right now, they may be a little restrictive in terms of giving you large, like jumping you from 5,000 up to 25,000 without you actually having those internal score data points. And I made a video on that. So if you want to see that video, put a comment below. Houston, let me see the internal score video with Navy Federal, and I'll send that video over to you. So it is a FICO 9. Now, another one, card that you may want to look at is the PenFed Power Rewards. Again, a FICO 9, they pull Equifax, but you have to become a member. It's not as challenging with them. They're very direct and make it much easier for you to become a member of becoming a member of PenFed. You can easily become a member with them, okay? But they pull FICO 9. They get this here card, 620 credit score with PenFed. PenFed is very flexible, so that's the good thing about them. Now, that's how I would start building up my credit card stack, especially when I'm going after Wells Fargo cards and stuff like that. But that card that I just showed you would probably be the best card that I would start out with, okay, with a Wells Fargo. If you have any questions about business credit, personal credit, please click the link in the description, schedule a one-on-one consultation, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.